Welcome everybody, this is Football with Pharaoh. This is where everything football happens, and you know how it is already. So let's get into it. We start with transfers today. From transfers to EPL standings, then we go on from there. And this January transfer has been a thing of joy for Chelsea fans. Then it's been a thing of agony for Arsenal fans, obviously, but especially since they lost out on Modric and João Felix to Chelsea. It's quite something seeing a club that is placed 10th in the table grabbing players from a club that is placed first in the table. So, well, let's get into it. So, we have reports of Malo Gusto to Chelsea. The Chelsea are trying to get they've been trying for quite some time to get a replacement for for Rich James. Not really a replacement, but I think it's more like a backup for James. And given the fact that Malo Gusto is 19 years old, it means that he won't need to be registered to represent Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League. It just means that he'll be among the guys. He'll be eligible to be registered as someone in the team B for the Champions League. That means, So yeah, it fits right into what Chelsea are trying to do, and I think it's a good move on Chelsea. And Chelsea has been quite serious this particular transfer window, given as something that to expect anyway, given the fact that they have a really, let's say, better scouting department right now than they did before, especially in the summer, and everything, all the uncertainty that was clouding the club before the sale has also died down. So this transfer looks a lot, it looks planned. It looks well planned. Apart from that, we have the transfer of Enzo Fernandez. This has been a tricky one because we've had reports of people, we've had reports of Pep interested in him. We have reports of Manchester United interested in the guy. We've had reports of, I think even PSG has been interested in him, Enzo. And given his performance in the World Cup, it's not something that it's not surprising anyway. But I think what we need to take into play is the fact that Rui Costa has placed a 120 million euro price tag on Enzo for January, and I don't think any club is going to pay that. It's kind of a move to ward off interest from anybody that has interest in Enzo. Like it's just kind of a deterrent, and it's working because he didn't just place a 120 million euro price tag on him. He also made it clear that anybody coming for him would have to pay the entire price, like have to pay the entire 120 million upfront, which is something that no club is willing to is going to be willing to match, given the fact that there is the FFP to worry about. So I don't see any club being that stupid, or let's say crazy enough to do something like that, especially with FFP again. So I think Enzo will stay at Benfica at least for now, but it's going to be it's going to be a loss anyway, because I don't see the value that keeping Enzo is going to bring. Let's face it, it's Benfica, and if you see a club that is going to match something closer to that, let's say 100 mil, I think Benfica should take that and go, because I don't think any club is going to be able to match, like the fees I'm hearing right now. I think Chelsea recently bid 106 million, and if I'm Benfica, I'm taking that, because I don't think anybody is going to bid something that high come summer. I might be wrong anyway, but I don't think it's something that is going to work in the summer. So I think Benfica should take that. If they can get a bid up to 100 million, they should take it and run this January, and maybe find a replacement early. So yeah, Camavinga to Arsenal on loan. It's a rumor anyway, but it's something that I think the Arsenal club has explored, and given the fact that I think Partey needs a partner or kind of a backup too, and I think Camavinga might be the right guy. Camavinga is an absolutely baller. He plays well. He's very good. In fact, when he plays, he's all over the pitch, and he's going to fit right with the Arsenal pattern, and he's going to be a very good addition to Arsenal. But I doubt if Madrid is going to be willing to let him go, especially on loan. In fact, I doubt if Madrid is going to be willing to let the guy, especially when they are second in the league and they are trying to fight, and they are still fighting for the title and are still in the Champions League spot. So I don't think Madrid is going to allow that. But we'll see. There's still time. Oh yeah, Moyes Caicedo from Brighton to Chelsea. So Brighton, I think, having looked at what Benfica did, I've also followed their footsteps. But Brighton has always been a very tough club to negotiate with, given if you look at what they did with Potter to Chelsea and what they did with Cucurella to Chelsea, you see that Brighton are really tough to negotiate with, and especially when the player is someone that they value. And I think I heard they've placed a £75 million price tag on him, which is very ridiculous given the fact that Caicedo currently earns less than £20,000 per week. So pricing him at £75 million is absolutely ridiculous. I think 60 is fair. It's fair for him. For Caicedo, anything above that is just crazy. But again, it's down to any club, how the club that is coming to buy him values him. So if they see him as he's in fact, Caicedo has a lot of potential, and he's still very young. And I can see a club buying, selling, saying, let's just do it, and paying the entire 75 million million pounds for him. But I think that is going to be crazy. It's 60 is fair enough, but given the fact that this is January, like 60 is fair enough, but 75 is just being crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I don't even see them selling Caicedo for 75 million come summer too. So it still depends, or it's still down to all this. It's still a tactic to keep the player, So it's one of those things, It's one of those things. So Rice to Arsenal, there's always been rumors about Rice to Chelsea, and given that Rice has always been a Chelsea boy, and has a lot of his friends in Chelsea. I kind of see, but the change of track right now, I see Arsenal right now are the favourites to sign Rice, and well, it depends on the price anyway. It depends on the price, but this is one to watch anyway for the summer. It can go anyway. It can go either Chelsea or Arsenal. So it's really one to watch anyway. Rice to Arsenal. In fact, Rice to Arsenal. So it's still left to see. It's going to be a summer deal. And from what you've read, he said that he's convinced of the project at Arsenal, and I don't know what, summer is still a long time out, and anything can happen, and it's not as if the rest of the clubs are not out, because I know that Chelsea is going for him, Manchester United is going for him, and a whole list of other clubs. But everything is going to boil down to his performance the rest of the season, and also his price tag at the time. But I kind of see a bidding war for Rice, because I know that Manchester United have always been a fan. I know that Chelsea has also always been a fan, and the fact that Arsenal are already in the mix means that come summer, other clubs might actually enter the race. So I can see a bidding war for Rice in this summer transfer window. But I don't think West Ham is letting him go right now. Anytime soon this January. It's not going to happen in January. It's going to be a summer. It's going to be a summer deal. It's definitely going to be a summer deal. So I think the next is Danjuma. This was a surprising one. Tottenham pulling a late bid and hijacking the deal from Everton. Yeah, that kind of happens. Big clubs kind of do that to clubs that kind of bully other clubs into doing that, into buying getting players. And I remember Chelsea doing this exactly the same thing to Tottenham with William, and you can count all the hijack that has happened over there. And the most recent one is Modric to Chelsea. So yeah, like I said, it's been a crazy transfer, and it is one to watch. Like, yeah, I don't. Given it's Danjuma is a good forward, and but with what Conte has been able to do, when they got to Richarlison, I was like, Richarlison is a great player, but I've not really seen him perform in that Tottenham team, and I don't. And I feel like Richarlison is a better player than Danjuma, so I don't really see what Danjuma is going to bring that Richarlison and the rest are not already doing. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how he's going to fit into Conte's plan, but since Conte is going for him, I think he has a purpose for him anyway. So yeah, so Danjuma is going to Chelsea. I mean, Danjuma is going to Tottenham. The deal is done, and he'll be a Spurs player by the next match. So I think the last but not the least is Onana from Everton to Chelsea. I think Chelsea are now exploring alternatives to Enzo and Caicedo, and they are now considering Onana from Everton. Onana is great, but I don't know why Chelsea are going for him, to be honest with you. And especially given the fact that Onana has the same player profile with Zakaria, and Zakaria has actually shown his quality. So when Chelsea fans, online, when they talk about why not just sign Zakaria, make it a permanent move instead of going to sign Onana, I kind of understand where they're coming from. But then again, Onana has been a constant feature for Everton recently, and he's put in a quite good performances, and might actually be someone that Potter kind of admires. But yeah, I think Denis Zakaria still will provide exactly the same thing that Onana is going to give them. So instead of going to spend that amount of money, they can always spend less with by just making Zakaria still permanent. So, but it's left for them. They know what they are doing, and well, it's down to the scouting department and the coach himself. So they must have seen something in him that prompted him to go for the buy. Well, but reports have shown that Everton have actually rejected the deal, and that Onana is not willing to join Chelsea. But that's just rumors. It's not been confirmed yet. But we'll see what happens, because it's going to be a crazy window. Like, I feel like there is still going to be at least 2 major moves before the end of transfer, and the ones to watch is going to be Enzo Fernandez's move to Chelsea, and probably Caicedo too. And Malo Gusto is definitely going to join Chelsea. That's a transfer that I feel like is definitely going to happen, because they've actually agreed personal terms with him, and it's just a matter of agreeing a few with the club, which I feel like Chelsea is going to pay it off immediately, because 19 years and at that level of play, he's a no-brainer. So yeah. So Enzo and Caicedo is one to watch. There's something else might pop up, but we don't know yet. We've already had the shock of the winter transfer window, which is Modric already. And I feel like something like that a deal like that is still going to come up, probably for Chelsea again. Yeah, but yeah, that's all for transfer. So we go back to EPL. It's been a whirlwind of a season, and the performance so far last weekend was just was the usual stuff. I chose Trossard made his appearance in the Man U versus Arsenal match, which was a thriller, to be honest. And I know that Arsenal came out on top, but I believe that if Casemiro had featured in that game, he might actually been the difference between the teams. But potato, it's happened with Partey in the first leg, so let's not complain. So it was a really good match, and players like Saka showed it. Saka, Rashford, they really showed their quality, and it's always nice to watch. Um, Chelsea's performance. Chelsea showed a glimpse of what might be, and just Liverpool shows a glimpse of the fact that I think they shows a glimpse of probably decline. I don't see how they're able to get up from this. Yeah, it's too early to judge the likes of Darwin Núñez and to judge, given the fact that the entire team is underperforming right now, so you can't just judging him and Gakpo right now is going to be very harsh. They joined a team that is in decline, so you can't judge any of them right now. For maybe next season, but right now it's not down to them. It's the entire team that is flopping. So yeah, apart from that, Liverpool really needs something. I don't know what they have to change, but they need to do it fast because the decline is really there. And the thing that Chelsea is having a worse season, like I think Chelsea are having a worse season than Liverpool are actually. And if and in that game, if Chelsea had a decent if they had decent midfielders there, attacking midfielders to be honest, because Jorginho put in a really great performance. It's the likes of Mount, Gallagher. They were seeing the passes, but they weren't making the passes, which is kind of weird and annoying to Chelsea fans because if you go online, you could see them getting cussed out. But yeah, if Chelsea had decent attacking midfielders, I think Chelsea would have won that game. Would have won it soundly. It's just a matter of them doing the needful. But yeah, I think Chelsea are getting there. And Modric, wow, he was electric. It's something that we've heard, but to see him in action, and it's not just the pace that stood out. You could see the passes that he was making. You could see the kind of dribbles that he was making. His first touches weren't as good as what's weren't that great, but it's understandable given the fact that he has been out of commission for quite some time. He hasn't been playing for quite some time, so I believe that he's one to watch. That Modric is a once in a decade kind of player. He's very rare. His profile is very rare with that kind of pace and control. He shoots with both feet, and he has the shots both outside and inside. He's a good finisher. He dribbles a lot, and he also gives those. He's a great passer. So it's hard to come by. It's really hard to come by, but it's good to see. And I believe that his link up with Sterling and João Felix would be one which is going to be one to watch. They just need that also shows you why Chelsea is trying to go all out for midfielders like Enzo and Caicedo. That's people that are going to support the attack and actually give those final passes and make them stick. So yeah, I think Chelsea are finally assembling a hell of a squad, and by summer we might look at Chelsea's squad and be like, wow, next season is going to be really interesting, Yeah, because Noni Madueke is here to play, and they still have Nkunku joining them next summer, so that squad is going to get really interesting. So, well, Spurs won against Fulham, 1-0 against Fulham, and I don't know how you win. Well, it wasn't that beautiful, kind of glamorous kind of victory, but it's still with 3 points. So where goes for Man U? His performance was not, was not all that glamorous, but he did the dirty work. You could see him tracking balls, you could see him recovering balls, and doing the dirty work. And if you are a manager, you want your striker pressing that like that, and it's good to watch. And I think he's going to fit Ten Hag kind of formation. He's going to fit his tactics anyways. At least I don't think he's going to be the long-term solution. I think Manchester United are still going to go for another striker, but yeah, at least for now, we will do. So Man City, we are Man City with Erling Haaland once again getting a hat trick. It's, you know, the guy is, it's just simple. The guy is a beast. He's been scoring, you know, before he came to the Premier League, there were doubts whether he would be as prolific. But I understand the fact that it's Manchester City, but still, it's outstanding what he's doing. He's been consistent. He's been scoring. Just when you're about to say, oh, he has stopped scoring, he just comes and pulls something like this and scores a hat trick and shuts you up. So it's just, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, that's it for EPL. For Juventus, for Serie A, you talk about Juventus getting a 15 points deduction. So yeah, it's down to what Juventus has literally been cooking their books, because that's the easiest way to explain what's happened. And they've been cooking their books, and they were, according to reports, there were wiretaps catching them, you know, catching those their workers bragging about it in the offices, talking about it openly, and you know, hence the 15 points deduction. And it's really interesting because Juventus they've had this record for quite some time. I think at some point they were sent to relegation for something similar to this, and right now they are back in it. It's not something they should. It's just kind of a bad reputation for them, and it's one that they've been consistently having for quite some time, right? Quite some time now. Then you look at the players the players they've gotten, and I think they might have to offload some of those players in order to make up for what they have on their books. And yeah, you hear about the rumors of Chelsea targeting Vlahovic. It's interesting because if that guy should join this Chelsea squad with the recruitment that Chelsea have done, it's going to be interesting to watch, to see if he performs at the level that he is right now, or I feel that he might go higher. But we just have to watch everything unfold, and by the summer we will have seen how everything turns out, because there are reports of Juventus trying to appeal the decision. And personally, I don't think they should, because if they should appeal it and fail, they might even be hit with even worse sanctions. So they should just, it's not as if they are winning the league anyway, so they should just stick out the 15 points deduction and come back stronger next season. Alright, but that's about it for the football, for the important football stuff for the week. Yeah, well, back to transfers. The player analysis for the transfers. It's when you talk about the likes of talk about what Benfica is doing with Enzo. I think it's more of a media war, because you see a lot of reports coming out that aren't really backed up with any facts, and you see agents from different angles talking about that is not really what really happened, and Chelsea never beat this so amount of money. It's all just rumors and stuff like that. The now begs the question: is Benfica trying to use the media to fight Chelsea? Because if they are, then it's clearly working. Because right now, reports are coming out from Benfica saying that Enzo is it's not even interested in the move. Like, he will move if Chelsea pays the bill, but he's not going to sit back or do the same thing that Fofana did for Chelsea before he joined. He's not going to sit or go on strike or something like that. He's going to be as professional as possible, which is good for Benfica anyways. But yeah, it's always, it's football, is business. It is what it is. So talking about Trossard, it was a transfer. It wasn't really a hard one, because Trossard just had 6 months left on his contract, and it was either sell him now for lesser amount of fee, or get him for, or let him leave in the summer for free. So yeah, choosing to sell him now is the best option, and great business for Brighton. But in contrast to that, people, some Chelsea fans online are talking about why didn't Chelsea go for Trossard instead of Nani? But given the fact that Chelsea just signed I think 20-year-old player for almost the same amount as Trossard, it's really good piece of business, because Nani is someone that Potter and his team has been tracking since Brighton, and he's someone that I believe is going to perform. Is he going to be as good as the likes of Riyad Mahrez? Is yet to see, but he has his potentials, and you just have to watch him grow. I think he's going to perform. He's going to come on maybe from the bench against Fulham, or he's going to start the match probably. But I think the likes of Modric is going to start the match. Right. We talk about for Caicedo, there's also a report of Chelsea going for McAllister, bidding £55 million for McAllister. I don't know. It's all those things are just still rumors. Like I said, is the host of this transfer is going to be decided by maybe around 31st of this month. Yeah, it's going to be decided around 31st of this month. So that's when the deadline day will see which transfer goes through and which one fails. But I strongly believe that there are still transfers that are going to happen. There are still things working behind the scenes that nobody is seeing yet, and when they finally unfold, it's going to be as shocking as probably Modric's deal. Well, that's it for Football with Pharaoh. Leave your likes and leave your comments, and like the channel and follow us, and please follow us. Follow me, please. Right. Yeah, that's it for Football with Pharaoh. It's always nice talking to you guys, and yeah, like, subscribe, and put on the notification bell, please. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, bye. Thank you. Bye. Thank you. Bye.